So I always try to ease into this because I know I do come in a bit screamy. Hello, hello. Welcome to my so-called life. My name is William and I am still setting up. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday night. It has been a rainy day here in the house of sewing, but something spectacular happened. Like me finding what I'm looking for. Oh, of course that's on. Hello, hello, welcome everybody. I hope everybody's having a whoop, wrong button already. I hope wherever you are, you're having a decent evening. And if not, the House of Sewing is for here for you. Hello, hello. I've got my glasses on, I've got my notes out. It's gonna be a great evening here at the House of Sewing. So I did not go thrifting today. I know that's a crazy thing. It was raining. I went to a few thrift stores. I didn't do what I normally do on Saturdays, and that's okay because I got a lot of sewing done. I got a ton of cleaning done. Hey, hello Mona. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, hello. I'm going to switch my glasses real quick. I went, you know what's really funny? I didn't go thrifting as I normally do, but let's be real, I live in a fabric store. So it's not like I was missing out. I was cleaning today. I discovered a ton of stuff that I was looking for. And it's not like I didn't make bad decisions today. I bought Alf. I bought the entire I bought every season and it comes with all the cartoons and everything. I really did. Me too. I sorted out my cotton lycra caution fabrics to give to my daughter. Awesome. Awesome. Do you know what's that's kind of like exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm going through everything and I said this years ago. It was strange to me to have everything in the same place at the same time. I had all the pieces that I'd sewn in storage. I had a lot of stuff that I had made just scattered. So when I put everything in this room, it oh I loved I started watching episodes on YouTube. And what happens is you can only watch specific episodes. You know, only certain episodes will the network leak out if you really show them over and over. And I've noticed no matter what YouTuber I go to, it only had specific episodes. And this morning, I had full intentions on going thrifting. I woke up and it was pouring rain. So I decided to give it a minute, which really what it is I slept in for another 2 hours, which on a Saturday is a beautiful thing. I opened up the window and I passed out. So I actually had to go to Walmart because you know the rain's coming. It is still Sudafed sinus season. So I went to Walmart and I was walking towards the fabric section and I told myself, William, do not as I you know it's funny, I told myself do not buy any more oopsies because I purchased um I purchased a couple more Walmart oopsies the other day. But I went to the entertainment section because I'm always looking for microphones and new things, you know, just to keep the house of sewing afloat. But I found Alf. And it was a toss up between Alf and Doctor Who because I couldn't decide what I wanted more. But then I realized the Doctor Who set they had was kind of cumulative almost, and I own almost every one. I knew that would get a reaction from. It started from watching it on YouTube, and now I own every episode. I started doing this, I said a while ago to tune out from all the craziness that's online, you know? So I started buying complete series. I own Stargate, everything Star Trek. You know, I'm a sci-fi geek, but and you know, I had this total existential crisis like Is this the stuff they warn you about as an adult? Like they tell you just because you can do something, you shouldn't do it. So I left. I didn't buy it. I went around all day. I went thrifting. I did every errand I possibly could. And then see, I can't even stop laughing because I came home, I was chilling out, I was cleaning. Um, it was a bit early. It was a bit early. And so I was like, you know what? Because I didn't go crazy today, I'm gonna I went back to Walmart and bought Alf. That is what I'm trying to stammer and stutter out. I went back to Walmart and bought Alf. Hey, just wanted to stop in before bed. Just is fine. And Alf in 2024 is crazy. Great to see you, Rashawn. Great to see you. Had a great time on your channel as always. Great to see you. Awesome. Awesome. Yay. Hello, Joy. Hello. Great to see you. Yay. Hello. Oh, I have to put my glasses on so I can coincide the chat with what I'm reading. Yay. Hello. That is funny. It is. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Absolutely. Love to all. I think it was because it was raining. Do you know what's so funny? I am not an excuse-driven human being. So I bought Alf. I'm going to move on with myself. Alf and I are going to be happy. I have a portable Panasonic DVD player off camera, and it's running right now. And the sad thing is, I think I've seen a lot of these episodes already. They're cashing in on that nostalgia dollar. They got you hook, line, and the funny thing is, I watched season 1 already, and I didn't remember any of the episodes because it was literally right before my time. So it's really cool because season 1 was like brand new to me. Because I was a little grommet when the show first came out, but Alf was on for a while. And I get all the antiquated references too. They made a Jerry Quarry reference. That's the guy who fought Muhammad Ali. They made an Ed Koch reference. Oh, somebody else. And because I think the show was owned by NBC, there's constantly these cameos by every newscaster they had at the time. Good time. Yeah, they are cashing in on the nostalgia dollar. I actually managed to get some sewing done today. Because I had Alf. See, one of the reasons I love YouTube is because it's just endless talking. I put it on a live and I start sewing. I watch Mona's lives and I just, I put it on because as you can see, this is a room of a million screens. I have 4 JBLs hooked up and I can hook up my phone, my computer, anything into my JBLs and I can hear everybody in ultra stereo. So it's good. So I had Alf so my neighbors could hear. Awesome. You've beat that word grommet to death. I think it's because I knew a lot of surfers and Vietnam veterans, they would call kids grommets. And so because of that, I have just adapted that word and I call everything under like this tall a grommet. I do the same thing watching. So absolutely. And it helps me zone out because I'm better when I lose track of time. I watched this weird master class where in the I can't remember her name, but she was talking about how successful she was. And the first thing she said was, do you know why I'm successful? Because I get rid of all distractions. I am a parent. I have nothing but distractions in my life. So I sew when I can. I've never heard that before. It's a very West Coast lingo. My cousin used to say it all the time. It's just something I picked up. And in the million things that I've done, in the million phases I've been through, I surfed for a while. I have a 625 fin literally above my head to remind myself of those days when I was cool. Okay. So Alf for the win here in the House of Sewing. Absolutely. It's that kind of night. I'm wearing my glasses early this evening. Because I think it's unfair. Like, the table, the setting's awesome, but when I get back this far, everything I cannot see the chat. I have a 32-inch television down here. I need to mount it somewhere up there. But knowing me, it would have to be like literally right here. Oh, speaking of which, there's a hockey game on, so if I'm distracted, what a good boy. You know what? Tonight I am not messing around. I've been going through my piles of stuff. I've I defluffed my sewing machine for real. I thought I did it the other day, but man, there were a few dust bunnies that were hiding out in the corner. Those glasses put the whole Letterman look together. Oh, I loved Letterman. It's so funny. Jay Leno was extremely West Coast. I watched Jay Leno a little bit, but coming of age all the way until the last episode, I watched Letterman. I absolutely loved that show. You're learning, aren't you? Hey, I'll get there. It may not be. I'll get there eventually. Oh. And I'm also working out. I'm also trying out a new coffee cup here in the House of Sewing. I'm trying to get lead poisoning because I keep on buying these cheap giant cups. I'm testing out these new cups. I need something that fits in the cup holder of my truck. And my truck is a 1988. It's a bit older and it has smaller cup holders. So I needed something like this. So I'm trying it out to see how the only good thing about Leno is the awesome card collection. His late night show sucked. Wait, I didn't even watch it enough. I'll tell you why. I love watching things that are foreign to me. I love learning new things. I want to see what other people are doing. That's my thing. Like, I know all my stories. I know everything about me. I want to learn about other people and see what they're doing. So Letterman was foreign to me because he was like, New York East Coast. That looks like a bullet. I needed something that fits in the cup holder. I inherited that truck, and every time I get in it, it slowly dawns on me that I can actually like rip things out and put things in. I've had it for like quite a few years now, and I still have it in original condition. I need first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the car seats off and make new car seats for him. I have a ton of denim. I'm thinking of okay, so I have a crazy idea. And keep in mind, I'm an eclectic, funky human. I'm into slow stitching San Francisco. I'm thinking about making each car seat different in my truck. A 5-inch alternative shell of coffee. I'm ready. I am. Are you kidding me? That's how I get up in the morning. They shoot 5 of these at me, and I'm like, okay, I caught the first one. Next. That's how I get up in the morning. Oh, seat covers. A while ago, I had a gaming chair. Because I've made videos about everything. It's a video that I made like 2 years ago. A lot of my videos are going on 3 years now. I made it a while ago, but the funny thing is everyone's gonna laugh. I trusted the math. It was the first time that I measured everything, I cut everything, and I put the seat cover on, and I was like, "Oh, it fits." So I don't know who needs to hear this, but math works. Oh, that was a glorious day because I got confidence in what I was doing. So I'm ready to make seat covers for the truck. My main coffee thermos is awesome Aladdin Stanley from the 80s when they still made them in Nashville and patched the shit out. You know what? First off, I love the 80s Nashville Stanley Cup because out of all the hockey gloves I have 1980s hockey gloves that are still stiff. They're made with real leather. All my Easton, all my gloves, the fingers have come loose. My 1980s hockey gloves, the fingers are still there. So that stuff lasts. That's a really good idea, Joy. I really like that idea. You know what? You know why I stopped talking? Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm going to patch that up. My thermos has seen more job sites than the new ones can even. Ah, the good old days. I absolutely love that idea, Joy. I absolutely love that idea. But they have to be like the big ones because if you go on like certain patches, you just don't want poking on your side or like that's not a bad idea. That's a really good excuse for me to go to the pad shop in downtown and spend like $200. Oh, would be an expression of you. I'm gonna completely paint the truck. It's gonna get a complete makeover. So I'm definitely thinking about doing that. I was gonna do it last year, but life got in the way. So I was driving it the other day. I told you in the other I think I said in the other stream, parking at my son's school is insane. It's insane. I've been out of the soccer mom game for about I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. My son's been homeschooled. He's slowly going back to school. And so um these people leave literally like a half an hour, 45 minutes before. So I took my truck and I almost blocked the entire lane. But I was trying to show them like we can all pull forward. It's okay. And while I was driving my truck, it dawned on me, man, like I can reupholster everything. The back seat is vinyl. It's original. And I don't care what anyone says. It was built to last because that truck has seen, just like Kilroy's thermos, that truck has seen more job sites than anyone could possibly think of. And the back seats are still perfect. Saying that, I'm gonna have to go look at them. But for their age, there's no tear, there's nothing wrong with it. I think I'm really gonna reupholster my truck. I'm gonna grab my sewing machine now that we got through the Alf saga. Do you know what's really funny? It poured today here. It absolutely poured here. They said, "Oh, it's gonna rain intermittently." It was pouring so hard on the way back. I almost thought about pulling over, but then I remembered I did not get I didn't learn to drive in the state of California, and that entire state would have been disappointed if I had pulled over. Okay. So I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm actually cutting down on the oopsie pile. And because I've gone absolutely insane with making hooded shirts, I'm actually making a coat right now. When I'm done waffling, I'm gonna attach the sleeves. I'm gonna make the collar, and we're gonna call it a day. But I need some ideas of what to make with my oopsies. I recently bought a bag pattern. I have no idea why I did. Why I purchased it in the first place, but here we are. I knew I had a couple bag patterns in here, but excuse me, I've had this one for a while. It's McCall's L9 L9467. It's a bag. It's more of a triangle, and it has options where it's either a triangle or it has those weird, odd open end sides. Would be I love that joy. Reupholster that bitch. That truck is old enough as as an American treasure worth putting work into. You know, one of the reasons the truck is parked, both of my trucks are parked in front of my house because at least 2 or 3 times a month, someone comes to my house and they're like, "Hey, how much do you want for both trucks?" Or someone will offer me an insane amount for there's one truck, I will give it to you for free if you come to my house with a tow truck. The one that I got from my father, I'm not gonna sell that. But people have offered me insane amount of money for it. So they're both on camera because those are the 2 that someone's gonna try to steal in front of my house. It's your duty as an American to reupholster that. That's the reason why I walked into my channel with so much pleather. My predecessor had plans on making gray and green pleather seats because he was copying the Porsche design and he wanted Porsche seats in the truck. Yeah, and that's not necessarily my thing. I live in a place where it gets extremely hot. So having vinyl seats isn't necessarily the smartest thing. And during the summer, I drive that truck everywhere. I drive that thing everywhere. And it's a great camping truck. You know, it's nothing but fun. I recently purchased this. This is L9678. This is more of a traditional bag. This is probably something I'm gonna make soon, but I need some ideas for all the oopsies I have because I need to do something with them. Oh my gosh, I really did buy another one. You know, I try not to shame myself too hard, but keep in mind this is yellow denim. And with this, I have full intentions on making an outfit because I have 8 yards of this, which happens to be right here. Come on, this screams fuzzy hood. I bought this yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know why I did, but I'm literally burying myself in oopsies. And the problem is, at my local Walmart, they have everything like half off. If you notice the Forest Service site is down, it was me. I went to get the email of my local national forest to ask them for a list of ATV trails. And that's when the site got knocked out. Are you like that person who plugged in a toaster and started like the great blackout in 70 something in New York? To find my mouse. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's hilarious, Kilroy. No vinyl with shorts. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. And it's hot where I live. Like where I live, it gets last year we had a week of where it was 108 every day. Every day. Oh. But I fully intend on doing something with these oopsies. Oh my gosh, there's still one more. And as the weeks go on, I kind of do this more or less to shame myself because I'm going to go back and watch the stream and be like, William, you have a problem. Oh, I have a, oh no, fabric a lanch. Fabric a lanch. Oh. I didn't know that this oopsie was holding up a ton of other fabric. So let me know, what do you think I should do with all of these? I'm not going to combine. Well, I'm all about combining everything, but I need some new ideas. I think I'm going to start making a bag or two. Um I don't know, but my name is William, and I am addicted to buying Walmart oopsies. I guess admitting that you have a problem is the first step, right? Right? You know, it didn't seem like a lot until I bought like the last like 3. And the funny thing is I really haven't even purchased that many, but they're it's because I live right by a Walmart. But like I said, I have a full intentions on making a few things, and this is one of the reasons I didn't go fabric shopping today. And the funny thing is, like, I have all these oopsies because I go to the actual fashion district in Los Angeles. I have full rolls of fabric too. I have the remnants of ones over here. I still have that giant black roll that's just too big to be in this room. And um I'm pointing, like you can see, but behind I still have my giant cart of fabric. And that thing still has 9 yards of the red fabric I recently purchased. Um I'm looking at that blue fabric. I don't even remember purchasing it. Um the denim is under there somewhere. There's 7 yards of denim under there. So I didn't go fabric shopping today. Make a make a gift to your mother for Mother's Day. Make a bag. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Put some embroidery on it. I do need to get some use out of that Brother PE 535. And my mom loves all those stitches. That'd be perfect. That's another. I need to start writing down your ideas. Upholstery, and you're as bad as ah. I, but my justification, what's so funny? Do you know what's so funny? Like, um, if my son was giving me excuses, I'd be like, why are you equivocating? So I'm going to equivocate. But, it's because the fashion district, it gives me such good prices. And like, I am making excuses. And the vendors at the swap meet now that I go there all the time, there were certain things that I asked them. I'm like, how much is that a yard? When I first met them and they really didn't know me, they were like, oh, that's $8 a yard. I asked them the other day, like, oh, how much is that a yard? And they were like, oh, that's $1.50. Buy as much as you want. Because they know I'm going to buy an insane amount of fabric. Make it from the yellow denim, a nice spring like. My mom is she's kind of my mom's a hardcore human. I don't think she'd rock a yellow bag. I would though. That's it. Your third. That's. I need to start writing these down. Oh, but this particular fabric, I bought equivocation. Equivocation. I don't know if you can see well, it just had an awesome pattern on the inside, and it was turned inside out. So I'm excited for that. So I'm gonna do something about my oopsies eventually. But this particular oopsie, two-tone colors of denim. I really like that with the yellow and the blue. I really like that. Just putting them next to each other makes me want to go buy more yellow. And I'm sitting here, I could probably order some yellow denim. I have a couple old military dress jackets that a military surplus shop I ordered from used a packaging because they didn't sell at any price. I'm thinking about making a bag or something with it. That's an awesome idea, Kilroy. Do you know what's so funny? I see people walking around with stuff like that. I don't even know what the line is anymore, because back in the day, like, because I own a lot of military stuff, but it's like from people who like served. I own a lot of it because it has my last name on it, and it's from my family members. That fabric is super tough, though. Absolutely. It's a good idea. Absolutely. I really like that idea, Kilroy. That's my whole thing. Like, I want to make America hammer pants. And back in the day, it was considered disrespectful, but like, I see people wearing American flag everything nowadays. So, where is that line? As long as you're not claiming to be Delta Force or something. Maybe I just watched too many Chuck Norris movies, but I don't see a problem with it. Ooh. All right. So I made I started on a butterfly. I don't even know what to call it. We're gonna call it a duster, but jacket. I haven't had the collar on, so I don't know what to call it. But I think because I'm so spoiled from going to Mr. Modelo, um, I need to measure out what 4 yards is, because I really like. I pulled out the butterfly material, and I remember telling the guy, "Hey, can I get 4 yards of that?" And then I pulled it out, and I'm like, "There's no way this is 4 yards," and it was exactly 4 yards. So that means every time I go to Mr. Modelo, when I tell him, "Hey, can I get 4 yards?" he gives me 7, or he'll give me like. Mr. Modelo hooks it up. Like, he really hooks it up. So I really need to check myself and know what 4 yards really is. We aren't in that post Cold War mindset anymore. At least most of us are. That's because we're evolved humans. A lot of people are still in that mindset. She makes all sorts of bags from repurposed. I love Joy. If you sew, like I say all the time in my stream, if you sew, I'm probably subscribed to you. So thank you, Joy. I need new channels to subscribe to. Awesome. Do you know what's funny? Because my iPhone is always listening. Um, when I started talking more and more about all the refurbishing I do, because I really didn't talk about it, because I really didn't think most people did a bunch of patchwork and crazy stuff on denim like I do, or just people weren't into it. So I definitely need a channel like that. Awesome. Awesome. My lover channel. I need something new like that. There's been a lot of things popping up because, like I said, my iPhone's listening. So a lot of repurposing channels have been popping up. All right. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this with the sewing machine and the microphone. And I do have a left hand. Yesterday, I was watching the Bob Hope Christmas special from 1991. It feels way older than 33 years old. It was super different world back then. Totally. Do you know what's I could go off about that, because like even just watching oh my gosh. Like every time I look and I see Alf, it's just pure nostalgia, because I remember these people. I remember their haircuts. I remember all of it. Sorry. I found a bin of old upholstery fabric for bags. I love stuff like that. That's one of the reasons I loved going downtown in the fashion district because they had these just giant crates of scraps and zippers and just everything you could possibly think of. I need to go down there, but it's been raining so much. It's hard because for as much as the fashion district is indoor, it's all a lot of it's outdoor as well. So a lot of those places shut down when it starts raining. I have a lot of fabrics to make the bags, but I've been procrastinating, which thank you for the segue. Today I put a bag in my truck that was so heavy I could barely lift it. What should I do with scraps? And the reason I put it in my truck is because I was gonna put it on my side of my house, but it's raining. So I put it in my truck and I'm gonna have a suggestion stream where I just ask a bunch of questions like, what should I do with this and this? I have a ton of projects, because I'm over ambitious. I'm still thinking about making the car cover for the truck. Like this song, like the song and dance act from was from the Pointer Sisters. That's how old it was. Yes. The height of the Pointer Sisters does not feel like it was 33 years ago, but they were still relevant though. They were still I remember the Pointer Sisters. Oh, that's funny. I have I have the ideas, but I like I say, I procrastinate. Same. Hey, no judgment here whatsoever. you know, um, here at the House of Sewing, my station is called Procrastination Station. We are now entering the land of my so-called life. We're docking at Procrastination Station. Years ago, they used to use old fabric scraps for insulation in homes. I heard about that. And I believe it was Waterne who said I should use them for pillows because I have this weird dream of making a bunch of pillows, but like um where I live, I'm gonna drive. It's so funny. It doesn't matter where I go because I'm gonna end up spending the money on gas. But polyfill is unreal. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy it. This is the guy who bought Elf today, but it's just I want to make a bunch of pillows, but it's just not worth it unless I'm selling them. That's how your house burns. Gilroy. If you saw my joy, I have too many ideas, but I buy faster than I sell. Thank you. Thank you. That is me. That's me. That's why I keep on looking at that pile and I'm like, because I bought more Lady Guadalupe fabric. I bought more of that like fabric of that weird oak print because I finally read the label to see what it was. Um I do the same thing. I buy faster than I can sew. Yes, that's how it goes all the time. Why don't they just want ratty lumpy? I was thinking about that. So how would that work? Okay, if you were to make hey Alibaba, great to see you. Great to see you. I'm glad you can make it. I'm glad you can make it. Great to see you. I forgot I had my fake Stanley Cup. So if they used rusty screws, do you think they cheaped out on the aluminum inside? Asking for a friend. I acquire books faster than I can read them. No judgment. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's funny. Addiction buying. I do. I be see, but my justification is that I actually use the things. Like every sewing machine I purchase, I bring back to life. And because I don't brag about the things I do, I have actually given a lot of sewing machines away. I have recently donated a ton of clothes. I was told I donated over 600 shirts in the past 3 years. Not like today or tomorrow, but in the past 3 years. Yay, hello Alibaba. Hello, hello. Awesome. 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 Buying fabric. I limit myself to bargain thrift store. I think I say this all the time. I think it's because of where I live. I rarely see fabric in thrift stores. Rarely. And when I do, I go crazy. There's one particular thrift store, the one where I purchased all of the patterns. Hey, if you need a Farrah Fawcett dress, if you need a 1960s, 70s, or 80s look, my so-called life is your man. Call me. Email me. It's the modern times. I'm on everything. I have patterns for everything. Ollie, he's in the mecca of thrift stores. That advice wouldn't help him. And also, do you know what's really funny? This is another beautiful segue. I'm glad we're bringing this up. I am starting. There are so many, literally on every major boulevard. And I'm not going to necessarily dox myself. And when I say the San Fernando Valley, guess what? I don't even live in the San Fernando Valley. My whole point is I am starting a thrift store map. I have to cover my face because it's so geeky. I don't even want to show you. But like, okay, in Star Trek, they used to always say, like, oh, we've been out here exploring. We've only explored like 20% or 30% of our own universe. I feel like that with LA County. And so I'm starting to map everything out because when I drive to downtown, in my head, I'm like, I just drove past 500 Goodwills and didn't even know it, you know? And the sad thing is, that's kind of true. I like looking for the kind of fabric that only an acid dealer would wear. Oh, that's gold. Oh, that's gold. It's true, though. It's true. Absolutely. It is hilarious. It's true. You seem a little more mellow tonight. We'll have another cup of coffee. You know why? It's been a long day. I'm trying to chill out. You're going Ferengi from Klingon. You know what? So I do need more coffee. I do consider myself I'm obsessed with Star Trek, and just as Will Riker said, I have no idea what people are so obsessed with the Klingons, but I absolutely love the Klingons. But I am a Ferengi in my heart of hearts. I am. That's why I was kind of sad today. I didn't get to go to the SWAT meet and haggle with people. But they really don't haggle with me anymore because I buy massive amounts of fabric. So they're like, what do you want? We'll give you anything you want. I'm looking at places on Google Street View. I didn't know that Flagstaff, Arizona got snow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know people that have gone snowboarding up there. As someone who surfed, the first time I went snowboarding, I realized I wasn't made to snowboard. So I'm the guy that would always hang out at the lodge. All right, let me spread everything around a little bit. I'm going to finish this. Let me get my universal sewing plug. If you ever want proof that certain sewing machines are made in the same factory, my Husqvarna, Brother, Viking, and something else all fit on the same cord. All of them. Every time I get a machine and I look and I'm like, Oh, there's another one that was made in the same factory. I do that all the time with Google View because I've lived in quite a few places, so I'm always like, let's see what it looks like now. So let me see if I can show it to you. I'm making a coat out of this butterfly material I've had for a little bit now, but I figured I would do something with it. I'm really starting to use a lot of the fabric I have because I've had this for a while and I figured I should do something with it. And it goes right along the line of me adding color to my wardrobe. I'm going to lift this up a little bit. All right. Perfect. I have to take my glasses off for being up this close. Oh man, if there's anything that will show, that'll show my age, it is my vision. If the doctor tells you to wear glasses when you're young, wear glasses. Yay! I like that some machines use the same power cord, saves time. Hello, Pam. Great to see you. Great to see you. Awesome. I'm the same way. I was shocked because originally I had this plugged in for my Viking. And then when the baby lock took over, I still have my cowboy boots on. I'm about to go from 5'11 to 5'9 real quick. Oh man, there are some people would be so disappointed if they saw how tall I really was, because they only see me with work boots. With my Wolverine boots on, it makes me a lot taller than what I really am. My cowboy boots give me the illusion of height as well. Yeah, hello everybody. Hello. Okay, so let me know if this is too loud. But usually I mute myself to not have the sewing machine going over people talking. Perfect. So, because, like I said, I really think I'm spoiled because Modelo Man gives me a large amount of fabric when I go there. And so, because of that, like when I saw 4 yards, I was like, that's 4 yards. So this is whoops. Perfect. I'm using the material for the arms. I'm using material that I got from Modelo Man. There was when I was on the search for the perfect black material, I just kept on buying roll after roll because he was giving it to me for like 50 cents a yard. So I'm like, can I get 15 yards? So I have a lot of this, and I think I have probably like 12 yards left, and then on the other roll, I think I have like 9 or 10 yards. So anytime I need a backup, it's gonna be this black semi-woven knit weird material. Oh, where did you throw a stitch? Where did you throw a stitch? You need a fabric room. As the weeks and days go on, I feel like I need a warehouse. And one of the reasons more than anything else is that I want to live somewhere where I don't have neighbors. Oh, where did you get stuck? Okay, cool. Oh, that hasn't happened in a long time. Wow. It got wrapped around, and that has not happened in a while. Okay, I'm going to take you out just to rethread you real quick. Fabric warehouse. I do. I do. You need a whole stocking and cutting staff is what you need. I do. I do. Um, Juki, brother, Husqvarna, any sewing machine. If you're out there, I'll even brother, Juki. I own a few Jukis, but they're clones. If you want to sponsor me, I'll be really nice to my staff. I promise. I won't. I won't be all like. I will promise. I won't get all Aretha Franklin on them. I promise. If anyone is listening and you want to help me out with getting a staff, there are people with fabric rooms and full separate on property. Um, there was someone I actually loved. I respected this person so much. They had a two-story, what would be a two-story garage. It was a two-story fabric palace. I think they built it. They live in Palm Springs. He doesn't sew. He doesn't sew anymore. It's the Quilted Cowboy. I think his channel stuff. It's amazing. But he built his own sewing room. He actually is what inspired me to do this. Because that's right around the time of the pandemic. I was like in a really bewildered state. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring all of my sewing stuff together. And it worked. I do need a sewing. I saw a Janome dual machine. I want it. It was $300, but I can't get it. Because Joy, I know that you're one of us and you collect machines. I'm proud of you. I was looking at a cheap Singer 451 sewing machine, 5,000 stitches per minute, rotary take up for excess speed. Wow. Fabric Palace should be your retirement business so that your boy doesn't have to figure out how to dump all that fabric when you croak. Oh, he'll just have one heck of a garage sale and make $1 million. I have all kinds of stuff in here I don't even talk about. I had to make 2 areas, 22 treadles. Alibaba, 22 treadles. Hold on one second. Wow, I don't even think I have 22 treadles. That's awesome. Yeah, that does take up a lot of room. Do you know, I talk about him all the time. This is a non-sponsored spot, but the first time I saw Fred Sanford's setup, I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. I need something like that, a separate warehouse that I don't live in it. Because the problem is, if I was in a giant, well, I don't know, maybe that isn't a problem. Or maybe I just watched way too much MacGyver. And now I'm going to watch way too much Alf. Because for anybody just tuning in today, you know, it's funny. I didn't make bad decisions with fabric. I went and bought the entirety of Alf. So we're going to start calling it Bad Decision Saturday. But Alf's awesome. And it's something to geek out on while I'm sewing. Like I was saying earlier, I love just, you know, this waffling and sewing. Oh, right. I should have gone all the way around already. Perfect. I promise I will take care of you. Please do not mess up sewing machine. This baby lock has been a workhorse. I bought this refurbished and I've been using it almost for a year, 2 years now. Well, now you gotta work on now you gotta work on 22 treadle. Don't worry. You talked about the shame and the daddy issues. Everything else in that room can't be where. Where is the mouse? Comment of the evening so far. He is really. Oh, he is really two warehouses that were besides each other and put the two businesses together. Wow. Plus built a double room. Do you know, I'm gonna ask him one day, how many sewing machines do you own? Or you can buy another house strictly for sewing addictions, a real house of sewing. Mm. But I would like though, like, you see, that's what I did. I put a lot of my treadles and stuff in storage because I didn't want anyone to touch them. So when I brought everything out into this room, it feels good to have everything in the same place at the same time. But I like that idea. I really like that idea. Joy, you're hitting them out of the ballpark this evening. I'm literally gonna have to go back and write down all of your ideas. I know two people that have a separate house just for sewing machines. Wow. Clearly, it's not big enough. No, part of this is if I got rid of my storage unit, I could buy a new car. It's like I live in California, so it's like renting an apartment. It's crazy. He has part machines, full machines, and comes and goes, weeks and goes. I need something. I definitely need something like that. I feel like I'm slowly graduating into that realm. All right, let me cut this and remember what I was doing because now I'm having MacGyver dreams again. Oh, I could put a boxing ring in there like MacGyver had. Even though I'm not into athletics like MacGyver. I love watching it. Oh, the Kings are actually tied. I didn't want to look up because we're playing a really good team, so I didn't want to look up in case we were getting swamped. All right. So I'm going to sew this other arm now that I finally found the seam. And eventually this evening, I'm going to make the collar. Have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by. You are always welcome here in the House of Sewing. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. You already have a separate house of sewing machines. Will, you're in it. Technically, this room, I always say, like myself, is detached. Technically, this room is detached. That's the only way I can smoke in here. In the state of California, it's a long story, but you can't smoke in your own garage. I know it sounds crazy, unless it's detached from the house. I wonder how many people do not comply to that. Oh. And that law is old. Like, people protested against that when I was in high school. That law's been on the books for a long time. And I grew up in the era where people smoked cigarettes with the windows rolled up. Where I live, that's super illegal as well. You know, I am really impressed with this baby lock. This thing is like a workhorse. Sorry. Every time I take my glasses off, I realize how much of a mole person I am. Perfect. And if this does go under, I have a bunch of viable backups. that are ready to go. The Singer Heavy Duty is just begging me to put it in, but I don't trust it. It looks at me all the time and it's like, hey man, I'm here too. But I have besides there's a singer, a certain singer stylist is one of the most hated sewing machines I've ever come across. But of course, in modern terms, the Singer Heavy Duty is the most hated machine of all time. Watch, I'm going to trigger people right now. I have no idea. It's a sewing machine. I know it's falsely advertised. It's plastic. So in no way, shape, or form can you call this thing heavy duty. But well, that's true. The touch and so I bet you have a backup sewing machine. I would hope so. Well, I have competitions for who's the next backup quarterback in my so-called life. You know what? I should have that as a segment. But all the time, because I'm sitting in a room of sewing machines, and so I'll pull one out and be like, I forgot about this. It works perfect. Like my Singer Simple. I have quite a few of those. This particular one, perfect. Touch and sew. I forgot. Well, see, the thing is, I love the touch and sew. It is one of the most hated sewing machines of all time. The Singer Heavy Duty is, I would say, the most hated in the modern era. Oh, whoops. No, the Husqvarna Viking is the most hated machine of all time. My modern Viking took a dump on me, but like I have an old school Viking and I have a 90s Viking, and they're both dependable machines. It twists too easy. Well, a pitch hitter isn't a pitch hitter unless you actually let them hit what's okay, then understudy? No, there's no acting going on in here. But Kilroy is once again 100% right, though. It's a great like starter machine that gives you time to know if you're going on with sewing or not. I'm past the use of that newfangled Singer. There is there's a YouTuber. I'm subscribed to her. I can't remember her name, but she got famous making scrunchies. And it was so funny. Over the years, she had a shelf above her head. She kept on buying these machines. And so if you flip through her videos, you could see one machine in the background, two, and now she has three of these things in the background. I think she might be sponsored, but she blazes through them. She blazes through it. The last time I saw three singers, it made me laugh. But again, if I'm sponsored, I would gladly take the new version. Oh. But like I said, I'm not necessarily into the electronic sewing machine, so I'm into the old school one. But whatever, floats your boat, whatever gets you killed up. I'm not here to judge. The House of Sewing is about equality and love and butterflies. Let's try this on. Let me move all of this. I'm going to try this on. Actually, before I get excited, let me make sure that let me make sure I reinforced my seams. Singer has better than that new. You know what? I think because of all the complaints, as the years went on, they improved on some of the machines, but they're heavy, they're ultra heavy duty or whatever it is. It's a $500 or $600 machine. Every time I see it at like Michael's or something, I took a picture last time. Where's my other phone? I took a picture last time. I went to Joanne. What was it? Yeah, I went to Joann's. They want not this, but its cousin with the electronics. They wanted $800. And I want whatever they're smoking because that's a lot of money. Oh man, let's take a quick coffee break before the great reveal. I have to move the sewing machine too. But I want to check for any mistakes because waffling and sewing, I definitely do take certain liberties that I would never when I'm sitting here by myself. Perfect. Okay. Maybe I'm more mellow today because I have been cleaning. Like my new sad cry is, why did I do this to myself? I've been trying to clean out my middle bedroom. It's an adventure. For 3 times the amount in the right time when singers are on sale. The baseline industrial is okay, price with servo. But they want, for what they call their industrial, they want like $600 for basically the machine that I paid $25 for at a thrift store. They're insane. To me, that's insane. And it's still in the store. Some poor kid's going to save up money. When I was a kid, I told my dad I wanted a car. He said, cool, get in the car. He took me to Robinson's May and I got a job. And I saved up my money and I got a car. Imagine if someone saved up $1,000 and bought that sewing machine. That's just cruel, you know? Awesome. I'm laughing because I do not know what I did with the arms on these, but I'm gonna rock it. This color looks great. Well, they appear okay to me. Solid cat. Oh, okay. If they're the plastic ones, they sell for like almost $1,000 where I live. Almost 1,000. Let me put my glasses on. Oh, that purple looks perfect. I'm gonna add a collar, but I had to try this on before I added the collar. Oh, that's beautiful. There's not too much room in here because I have this table and this giant chair. It's the chair more than anything else. I saved up 50 for a Mercedes 210 way long ago. I couldn't own it, so I didn't get it, but I was ready to buy. It would have been a strange car collectible. It is the Mercedes with the 1950s tail wings. That's awesome. Yeah, one day. Absolutely one day. Absolutely. You never know. Hey, like I said, my neighbor, there is someone in my neighborhood that drives a real Lambo, and he had a Ferrari before. And every time I see him, I take a picture of his car. I was like, why do you live here? Why do you live here? And he drives it around a lot because I see him a lot. Oh, I don't see those Mercedes here at all. You never know. You never know. All right. So I really like the way this came out. I'm going to add a collar. I think I'm going to make a black collar because I made the arms black on this. I think I'm going to make a black collar. Maybe, maybe not, but this looks good. I've had this material for a while, and I'm trying to cut down my pile of fabric, even though I would be here till next year if I really did. All right. All right. So I'm going to bring my dress form out a little bit. As you can see, this thing's way lighter than my. This is much lighter than my mannequins because I can move it with my left hand. Okay, gotta make sure it's even. Perfect. Yes, black would be good. Is there an inside alternative color already? I lined it with I'm like opening it up like it's there already. I lined it with my the black material that I always get from Walmart. There I'll show it to you in a second because I still have a ton of packages. Oh, all right. So I still have a ton of the lining, but I lined it with black material. So it's basically black and purple with butterflies on it. I've had this material for a while. I'm trying to cut down all the piles I have, but like Mona said earlier, like I buy faster than I can sew. I've had this for a while. This was one of the first materials that I really started purchasing when I went to the San Fernando Valley swap meet because they have unreal prices, just like Modelo, man. But really, what it is they probably have mass amounts of it, or they've had it forever. They just want to get rid of it. Either way, I'm okay with it. Oh, what are you stuck on? Oh. Also, I'm also thinking about adding to a jacket I recently purchased a couple weeks ago. I washed it, it was beautiful. I was gonna make a vest out of it, but then I tried it on and it fits perfect. So I'm gonna keep it as a jacket. And I ordered a Slayer patch and it came faster than I thought it would. You've had everything in that room for a while. The truth, the truth, the truth. Ah, Kilroy, that's so true. I have this weird thing about rotating my vest, my jacket. That's why I wanna organize my closet because I'm now starting to build up all of the things that I wear underneath my vests, all the weird hoodies, all the weird riding jackets, and everything that I have. But when I bought this, and I kind of blame the swap meet as well because there's denim everywhere. And they treat old denim the same way they would new denim, the Timu stuff. It doesn't matter if it's mixed with that weird elastic now. It's cheap. Denim is cheap now. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but it's everywhere. And so because of that, we are re-entering the era of the battle vest. This, I'm not kidding you. This was the one patch I didn't have. I'm not even saying this to be funny. This was quite literally the one Slayer patch that I do not have. So this went straight on. I was actually really surprised. Usually, when it comes, it has a hardcore crease in the middle, but they packaged it as one piece. So I need to check out who the vendor was, but they definitely need a shout out because they knew what they were doing. So there's that, and I still have this too. This is that fast fashion Temu stuff, but this is something that's perfect for a vest. And even though it's like it's it's fake because it's made to be aged, even though it's not, I love the aged look. So there's a ton of projects here in the house of sewing. I think there was a big close down of denim production down in LA recently. Also bags. I wouldn't be surprised. And also there's busts all the time where people get busted for selling fake stuff. All the time. Because I always ask, like, how can they sell this stuff? There's this one vendor I walk past. They have all this Nike stuff, but the label says something else. The person who made it was like, no, we want you to know that this is fake Nike. All right, so I'm going to measure the neckline, and then I'm going to start creating my hood. I haven't decided necessarily what material I'm going to use, but I have quite a few materials in here. Only the idiots get busted. Well, it's also the guys who have 7,000 pairs sitting in a warehouse, or like they do nefarious things because in LA, like especially this is the one thing I don't understand in downtown LA. Like people do all these nefarious things down there, but that's where the FBI, like all the alphabet people live down there, you know. So it's strange. It is just the strangest transaction. It's the strangest thing. There is bootleg stuff everywhere, even though you know it's illegal to be here, at least, you know, but it's everywhere. All right. So let me check something real quick. So first thing I'm gonna do is measure the neckline. When I find a measuring tape, thank you very much. My mannequin assistant over there had one. Perfect. Oh, it's time for the great cleaning in here as well. 0.2, 2.0. Okay. So I always make the collar a little bit bigger in a ridiculous fashion. So let's see if I have enough here. I just might. I'm looking for my phone. You know what the funny thing is? I'm looking for these just to make sure I'm not sitting on them. That's all. All right, let's check out Alibaba. There was a slowdown a while back, and now less than a year, custom car interiors slowed. It's crazy. You know, I still wonder how they can sell all of that stuff, even for the prices that they do. In mass. I think it's just because of the sheer volume of it. I don't even know anymore. But as the consumer, I kind of benefit from it, depending on the vendor. All right, let me move everything out of the way. I still successfully have not cut my mouse yet. So that's a good thing. When I'm sitting here, because I pull this table out when I'm feeling froggy, sometimes I'll pull this table out and I'm sewing on it. And I always pride myself that I have not cut my finger or cut the mouse off completely yet with a rotary cutter. All right, let's see how big this is. Makers stocking up too. That is true. That is extremely true. It's the weirdest thing to me. And then because of Kilroy, I now think Modelo Man is a complete front. I'm just gonna blame Kilroy, even though I walk in there and that was kind of like my first thought. The man, like I said, I'm so spoiled that when I opened up the butterfly thing, I was like, oh, they ripped me off. And I measured it and it was exactly 4 yards. I mean, down to the micron, it was 4 yards. Modelo Man is like a French chef with a hat on, singing, throwing fabric over his shoulder with his eyes closed. So when I get, when I tell him, hey, can I get 4 yards? He gives me a good 10. Oh, I need to go see Modelo Man. I've been talking about him. This is 2 weeks in a row that I've been talking about Modelo Man. I need to get off my duff and go downtown. The weather's been kind of crummy, but I need to go down there and make his day again. And when I do, I'm gonna go off next time I go down there because there's a ton of fabric that I want to repurchase that I've already made things out of, but now I want to make complete outfits. Oh, all right. All right. So I think I have more than enough room here for my collar. I just have to figure out how 1970s do I want my collar. I went through this really weird phase of making giant collars. And for everybody who was there in 2022 and 2023, I thank you for sticking around in the Mimi G era. Awesome. But I'm definitely thinking about how big do I want this? Because I make these giant 1970s collars. Yay! Hello. Hi, Polished and Assembled. How are you doing? Great to see you. Yay! Hold on. You know what? I haven't busted this one out in a while. Does it still work? Am I too far away? Hello. All right. Well, if you're going to Modelo Man, remember to bring samples. Do you know what's so funny? That is now the 6th time this evening that I have to write something down. Thank you so much, Alibaba. I would have gone in full gun ho and completely forgot to do that. I really do because I really want that weird black polyester. It wasn't, it was like, I need to do some investigation. It wasn't polyester. It was a fabric, but it was like almost polyester and it was stretchy. Yay, hello. Make a smaller collar. I agree. I do have a habit of making giant 1970 collars. All right, so let me measure out. It's weird having a functioning sewing table in front of me. All right, and I don't have my rotary. Oh, hello. Awesome. To get the right stuff, you need to bring at least a swash of it. I keep on forgetting every time I go. It's because I'm so excited to go see Mr. Modelo because I know he's going to give me a real price. And he looks at me, he's like, my friend, I'll give you anything you want. And last time I was there, he's like, why are you asking me? He's like, you tell me what you want and I will give you a good price. And he really did. It was like 50 cents, on the dollar. Like, it was insane, the prices he was giving me. Yay. Hello. Yay. Try a lining in the collar. Maybe a drape fabric. Not too stiff in the collar, but something. I always cut out my collar and then I line it with something else. I always use the material that I'm gonna use as the top, as the base, but I always line it up. I actually have collar issues. I like a good stiff collar. Not too stiff in the collar, but something. I like that really crisp look. Um, if when I live in my warehouse, I'll be able to run and grab a coat. But I've made quite a few Mimi G R11407 coats, and I had this. Because I made so many, I perfected the crispy collar. Perfect. Okay. So I'm not going to make it that big. So I'm going to cut this down. I will cry if I cut that measuring tape. All right. Perfect. I just have. Do you know what's so funny? Because I've been streaming on Critically Drinking's channel, and I've been listening to amazing music. I have all these songs stuck in my head now. There's a ton of songs that have been stuck in my head. the interior, the interior, the interior in the stiffish drape material you used not long ago, I think would work. Oh, I really like that idea. I have to look. I just did a bunch of cleaning with the scraps, but I could use that other one because I don't think it's big enough to make anything. So I think I can use that other piece. That's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. I also have a ton of that weird red, white, and blue and beige canvas. Because of Modelo, man, I bought a roll. I was shocked that he had, and that's like actual real canvas. I was shocked that he had canvas because there's a ton of stuff that he does have, but he really doesn't have denim. He really he has a ton of sequins, but they're so buried. I don't even feel like asking him to get them half the time. Okay, so yay! Hello. Have that drape material in between the top and the inner lining. Oh, I really like that idea. All right. Do you know, I sit here and waffle over these collars. I should be able to do this in 10 seconds for as many as I've made. I just want to make sure that this is even because I'm a bit left-handed. I cut off with my right, and it's more of a me problem. It's more of a me thing. It's not anything else than it. If you're naturally left-handed, doing something right-handed is weirdly backwards. But because I'm ambidextrous, or if that's the word, I don't even know how to say the word ambidextrous. Let me butcher it some more. Okay, perfect. That's a even cut on top. Oh, that's going to be huge if I flop that side of that collar over. Let me cut it down a little bit. Perfect. Ambidextrous. It is no secret that I run my words together. So every once in a while, there's words where I'm like, I'm not even going to attempt that because that one will live on YouTube forever. All right. So I'm going to cut. That's still huge. That is still a ginormous collar. Man, I would have made a killing making clothes in the 1970s. I'm obsessed with the giant collar. I would have made a killing making clothes in the 70s. I think that's why I'm so obsessed with those 1970s books that I find. And it's in a certain area because I can tell people from a certain age are like, people. I buy 1970s touch and sews and sewing machines from a certain store. but they have actual sewing books from the 1970s. And a lot of the books I've purchased, man, I think I love the 1970s style. It's something that it just screams at me. Ugh, can't really text how to say it. See, you gotta be careful with me. I'll butcher a word so bad that you'll be like, "What is the word?" And if you say something enough, it literally has no meaning. The collar and the layer bottom, bell bottom pants. I think that's what it is, because even before the Janko um era came back 2 or 3 years ago, one of the first videos I made, I handmade bell bottoms. And if you if you have time, go back. Man, I had the time of my life making that video, and the bell bottoms were amazing. You would have been you would have been contrary and made a small 50s collar. Maybe, maybe I would have, maybe. I do like to, I like to go against the grain, unlike the RZA song. It says, "Don't go against the grain, the grain." I like to go against the grain every once in a while. All right, so I'm gonna cut this way down, trying to make it even though, because I feel like I didn't have an even cut on this. Nobody has time to see your Travolta bot. I'm gonna leave that one up there for a minute. And you know what? Now I have the Bee Gees just living rent free in my head. And like a rhinestone cowboy. But the Bee Gees are better. All right, perfect. I do. I love you know what? I'm gonna go look for them in a minute, but I forgot that in the craze of everything that I thrift, I purchased a pair of bell-bottom Wranglers. And while I was cleaning out my closet, I was like, oh, it wasn't a fever dream. It wasn't. I really bought bell-bottom Wranglers. I need to find those things. I need to incorporate them into my style and start wearing them all the time. I forgot I had those. And while I was cleaning, because my son saw Wrangler and he's like, what are these? Oh, good times. Good time. I forgot about those. And I bought them because they're ridiculous. I purchased them. When I saw them at the thrift store, I was like, oh, you're going home with me, ridiculous pair of pants. Because I really like, when I was a kid, people didn't like the Goodwill because it was filled with 1970s clothes and stuff, but you really don't see that anymore. And now, when I see anything that's 1970s, I buy it. Sorry, I have to do some quick math. Okay, perfect. Wrangler jeans that are bell bottoms could also be collectible. They go for a lot in Japan. That's not because I don't wear them that often. I would not have any qualms selling them because I really like. I'll put them on. I don't think I've worn them besides the day I originally purchased them and I was wearing them around the house. Like, oh, these are awesome. Kick it, just doing karate kicks for no reason. Bell bottom Wranglers sounds like a Western themed gay club. Patent pending, patent pending, patent pending. I reserve the right to open that. Looks good shape. Almost 1,000 US. Do you know, I tell the story all the time, but a long time ago, I told we were at a thrift store and Isaiah said, "Oh, look at that box." I bought a featherweight and I sold it for over $1,000. When I came home, I danced like I won the Super Bowl. If I sold a pair of pants for $1,000, I would like take pictures with it. Like, oh, man, if I sold a pair of pants for $1,000, wow. Just have to know how to sell it. Japanese is the trick. I actually know somebody who they're American born, but their parents were Japanese and they speak it fluently. I could give them a call right now. I have 1950s Wrangler Cowboy Kings collectible. Wow. I have a bunch of Wrangler stuff, but it was my pops, and a lot of it is either collectible. He has this one like sunset shirt. I used to wear it all the time, and I tried to put it on the other day, and I'm like, I've gained a considerable amount of weight. I'm not Wrangler size anymore. All right, so I'm gonna put this collar on just for a second to see what it looks like. All right. I do like a big collar. Is that kind of Hugh Hefner? It's turning into something that Hugh Hefner would wear because of the purple and the black. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with the collar this size. I like that size of the collar. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Here we go again. Is stuck in my head right now. Because I was watching the video before this stream. It's funny. My playlist is so eclectic. It goes from one song to another, and it always makes me laugh. What song I listened to before the stream? For the longest time, it was Raw Rasputin, but now it's Here I Go Again or Dr. Feelgood. It doesn't look posh pervert to me. Oh, I am right. And see, I'm gonna be taking notes after this stream. I like that. It's not posh pervert to me. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, okay. I'm trying to click out of something that is strangely distracting. Okay, so I'm debating if I even want to add anything to this collar because this whole thing is extremely light. You know what? I'm gonna keep it as is. We're gonna go my so-called life pirate style. Let's find a pin cushion and make things happen. Oh, let me clean up a little bit. I'm glad I got up because I found what I was looking for. Also, same color, both sides. It doesn't look like. Also, same. I love that you said posh pervert. Hugh Hefner, like all of those guys were huge here in California until we found out who they really were. Oh man, I have to be careful catching a button on some of these jackets. Like this is real denim. This is actual denim. But some of those denim jackets, if you catch a corner, it will instantly rip out. Okay. I really love having a dress form. Perfect. Perfect. I have to go grocery shopping tomorrow, but after I go grocery shopping, I'm going to start on my new thrift store grid. Excuse me. Because of where I live, like, Kilroy's comment was no joke. Like, I pass hundreds of thrift stores. I was shocked. Just going downtown, I pass a ton. So I've been making a map of just my area. All right. Oh, come on, caller. There we go. Perfect. Do you know when I'm in here by myself? If an innocent person walked by, they would be like, "Is that guy talking to a dress form?" And I'd have to tell them the truth and be like, "Yes, yes, I am." All right. Perfect. Just have to be able to catch it underneath. Beautiful. Once I get my initial pins in, I can start shaping the collar and make it exactly how I want. But what I do is I get the front pins in just in case I have to make any mistakes, and it's always okay to fix it in the back where no one's looking. Remember, you're the David Lee Roth of sewing, not Hugh Hefner. Gilroy, that is the nicest thing anyone has said to me all day. I freaking love David Lee Roth. I own almost every solo album he's ever put out, and they're like in this room. Oh, David Lee Roth is someone I absolutely love. I love that. The David Lee Roth of sewing. I like that. Running Stitch, the devil, Manny Quinn, fine chat plastic, and no head. Oh man. The other mannequin. I would show you the name tag, but it doxes my job. My father named the mannequin Angelina Mannequin. And if I it's a great drag name too, by the way. Now on the stage, Angelina Mannequin. All right. Perfect. That means I'm the Eddie Van Halen of sewing. Absolutely. They have both names. Absolutely. Oh, are we actually winning? I don't even want to look up because we're playing a really good team and we have to win tonight. There's actually a lot of pressure, so I'm trying not to look at the game because I don't want you guys to see how much I care about the Los Angeles game. Oh, so far, this thermos is batting 1,000. But I really wonder how much lead is in this thing. And because, like I said earlier, Waternay, if you're listening, my other cup had rusty bolts, so I'm scared to know the lead content of this thing. All right, I'm almost done with the collar. I'm almost done sewing this thing. I keep on forgetting that I can do that. I'm so used to my mannequins. I'm so used to Oh, don't make me start singing Footloose. My feet touch the ground. Something, something gotta leave this town. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now I have Footloose stuck in my head. And because I talk about these things, my phone is listening and it freaking it plays all of these songs for me over and over. Alibaba, your Hugh Hefner comment got me. Oh, it made me laugh. Okay. So let's start sewing, clean up this mess a little bit in here. You know, I still haven't perfected what angle I want yet. I love the table, but I like all the other. Yeah.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
I'm okay. It's been a crazy day as always.
Yeah.
The rain wasn't kind to me.
No? Oh. I would have enjoyed the nice peaceful rain, except my neighbor's tree was being cut. So I'm like, oh, pitter patter, and then oh no.
Did they cut it after the torrential downpour?
They cut it at the same time as the rain. I don't know if they finished before it was done or what, but
that sounds like an emergency cut.
Hello, Joy. Kilroy, William. I'm sorry, I think I interrupted you. That sounds like
no, it's okay. I professionally interrupt you, so you are allowed to interrupt me anytime. You can say, "Hey." Oh, you didn't see my bad choices segment earlier. I don't know if you did, but instead of buying a bunch of fabric today, I bought something.
I saw that. Where did I see that picture? I saw that picture.
Oh, I sent it to you because that's right. Oh, I put it in that group. That's right.
Oh, and I said, he did it.
You know, I'm one of those people, like, if I'm talking about shaving my beard, I'm going to shave it. Like, or if I was like, if I start talking about something, I'm probably going to do it. But I woke up today. Because, you know, on the weekends, like, I wake up, I live in a really birdy area. So when the birds are chirping, I get up because I know the sun's out, you know? But I woke up this morning and it was like torrential downpour. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? I do the same thing every weekend. And I rolled over and went back to sleep. It's a glorious thing. I still went out and about and did the same old mucky stuff I do, but it felt good just to run errands and not like, I don't know, it felt good just to kind of bip around town.
Yeah. I did a couple house things with my mom earlier. My friends were supposed to come over and play games, two of my friends, but they were both not feeling well. So I got my wall patched instead.
Hey, wall patching is exciting. As somebody who does that stuff for profession, like sewing, a lot of people, someone I absolutely love and respect was like, you know, you actually make sewing exciting, because I watched other channels and there was like, I'm not a sewing fan. But they said it in a not polite way, but
oh no. Well, you know, to each their own. We all have different things we enjoy. And then sometimes, you know, as you say, like sometimes someone just finds a way to make something interesting, and otherwise you just could not care the least.
I'm obsessed with sewing, and there are certain channels that I'm like, I hope no one finds you because you make sewing boring. Then there's other channels where I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, you know?
Ooh,
It's so weird to me that I now own every episode of Alf and every episode that the cartoon has to offer. And did you know they made a movie with Martin Sheen called Project Alf?
no, I didn't know.
I will be talking about it in the future after I watch it 15 times. Because the other day, it's on YouTube, and the other day I was like, I don't know if I'm in the emotional place to watch this. And then I was reading the box set, and I now own Project Alf. It was a
Bonus
TV movie.
content?
What's that?
Bonus content?
A ton of it. And did you know Alf? Well, you were like, living your life and being an independent woman of the 90s, you know? Do you remember when people used to say that? I was at home watching Alf eating Lucky Charms. Alf had a cartoon and they have the entire series on there. And Gilroy said it earlier, but it's true. They got me with the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was so hardcore. I went this morning because I am an early riser. I went in the morning and I did not purchase it. I gave myself such a hard time that I went back before dinner and bought it.
Well, I mean, you've been thinking about it for days, so.
And for some reason, I thought it was $80 and it was literally 40 something dollars cheaper than I thought.
Oh, good.
But I think it's because I was confusing that with the Doctor Who box set because there's a Doctor Who. My Walmart is bare bones. The one by my house used to have everything because I'm hunting for Blu-rays. But I love box sets. I'm obsessed with watching entire series. Like I said earlier, I have Star Trek, Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, the original and the remake. Because of my age, I'll admit it, I used to get Columbia House VHS videos from Columbia House, and they're all Star Trek with the box.
Wow.
I own quite a few of those. And I'm talking original series because I'm hardcore.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, let me grab my sewing machine. We're going to show some finished projects here in the House of Sewing. You better learn how to fix a DVD player. Oh my gosh. That's like VHSs. I asked my son the other day to help me out with a few things, and he found my stash of VCRs. And
Oh,
he's like,
wow.
dude, you own like 6 or 7 VCRs. I looked at him. I said, first of all, they all work. And second, when's the last time you've seen a VCR? But he loves watching my VHS collection.
Well, I remember my VCR broke, and so I went to the store and I'm like, okay, I know this is going to sound weird, but I need a VCR. But the problem was a lot of my stuff that I had on VHS wasn't available on DVD. So I said, and make it a good one because this is going to be the last VCR.
That sounds like a sad movie. That sounds like a sad movie I don't want to watch, but I would. I own quite a few VHS players. I have high C. I have a high C video camera, which is just the mini tapes.
Oh, goodness.
I lost the adapter, and I'm somewhere in this house is the adapter, and I don't want to buy another one because they're like, I need to look it up before I say a price. But the last time I looked it up, because when I purchased my original adapter on Amazon, it was like, $17.99.
Okay.
But that was also like 10 years ago. Or however long ago. It was a while ago.
So
And
they could have gone.
they're way up. The adapters
Uh,
are way high. And there's certain like we were talking about the other day, like I have all kinds of toys and all kinds of guilty pleasures. Excuse me. But I have to constantly ask myself, are you really into this or do you just want to be able to turn this on and make it work and then never use it again, you know? Like Alf, I'm gonna watch every episode 100 times and not know what's going on in the world. And my my plan of tuning out everything is gonna work.
so there. Meh.
As Footloose is playing in the back of my head. Do you know? And I watched the original Footloose. I forgot how hardcore it was.
In what way?
It makes you not like John Lithgow, and I was obsessed with Third Rock from the Sun. They
Well,
just the cop like legal. There's like in real life, there's like the way they treated him. You couldn't do that, and you couldn't treat a child like that today because he was playing a high schooler.
mm-hmm. But I mean, maybe it's not allowed, but cops, I mean, certain bad cops, not the honorable ones, will totally do things like that to people.
Ooh wee, Louie. I just rent free in my head right now, and I agree with you. It's just not as common as it like because we have like it's just I don't know. It's just Footloose. I was like, and also let's be real. The last time I watched Footloose, I think the first George Bush was still president. It's been a while, you know.
I'm trying to think of the last time I watched the original, and I've never seen the remake.
Neither have I. Thank you. I am so glad you said that. We will remain friends. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't say I wouldn't see the remake. I just said I hadn't seen the remake.
Do you know I didn't know it existed until that one night you're like, do you know this abomination exists? I Googled it. You know, I should watch it. Maybe I should stop speaking in ignorance and watch it. Somebody tell me. All right, let's put this collar on.
So what are we working on tonight?
I'm trying to not make a hooded anything, so I'm making a butterfly duster. I've had this material for a long time, and I'm breaking in my stash.
Sounds good.
You know, because like if you like there's a difference between me saying like, "Oh, I own a lot of fabric," and then like walking in here and being like, "Dude, do we need to have a talk? You own a lot of fabric."
Well, you need possibilities for inspiration.
Absolutely. And I'm still going to make Lenny's coat. I still have like 7 yards of denim, all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, we're winning 3-1. Oh man, they must know that we have to win tonight. Go Kings, go.
Thank you, Alibaba.
The Sony one I had could play back. Oh, you know what's really funny? I had a Sony VCR that really bonked on me. It ripped an old tape.
Ooh.
And Alibaba agrees with you. All right. It's also because the weather's been crazy. I have a fan like right underneath me because it's been hot and then cold and then hot again. I wish the weather. It's like we live in. It's like we live in Florida or Oregon.
Well, the hot, cold thing is very spring and autumn in California.
Yeah, but when's that? Like, we're in a real El Nino. I will admit it. But when's the last time, 1996, that we had weather like this? Like, consistent weather like this?
Well, back in the day, it was like they were reenacting Noah's flood. So we've had a pretty mild El Nino, in my opinion.
That's true. The original El Nino was like, I had never been in a place that rained that much. Well, it's because I'm from here, so I really hadn't been anywhere in the winter. All the places I'd only travel was only during the summer.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say it rained for like 40 days and 40 nights. We had
It,
floods, mudslides.
it really did.
Alibaba's fearful of the summer weather this year. What's expecting for summer where you are? What's expected for summer where you are? Kilroy says it's either going to be a hot summer or a wet summer this year. Excuse me. I don't know. I've been back east in the summer, and if it's like hot and wet and humid, that's very unpleasant.
It was it was weirdly like that today because, you know what's so funny? I went to that one thrift store and I did not get Chinese food today. I'm gonna go tomorrow out of pure defiance. I've been craving that place and I didn't go. It's because I wanted to come back home. But while I was on the freeway, it was raining so hard I almost pulled over.
Really? Wow.
Yes, and like I said earlier, did not learn to drive in California. I learned to drive in a different state, and their entire test is about rain. And like part of me was like, that entire state is so disappointed in you if you pull over, but it was pouring, and a few cars did pull over. I avoided one who didn't see me.
Wow.
It was almost like hail.
Oh.
But as California, anywhere else in America, they're kind of laughing at us. We're not weather people. They probably experience that every day, but it was hardcore. But we're not, it just doesn't rain like that here. But I was driving through a cell,
Yeah.
And then an hour later, I was wearing my sunglasses when I went to Walmart. This weather's been crazy today.
My grandmother used to like it when it would do that.
Do you think? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
be rainy.
Do you think people like that? Like, are you a rain person?
Very much. I love the rain. My grandmother would like it when it would like rain and then the sun would come out. I'm always so disappointed when that happens.
Same Wonder Twin. I don't even have to say anything else. Exact same Wonder Twin. My whole life. I want one or the other.
Because, I mean, the rain, it's like, it's such a cozy vibe. So you get all, you're in rain mode. And then, wait a minute, the sun's shining. What?
That literally happened to me this morning. And then when I came back, I was like, but it's been gloomy all day. I don't want the sun to be out and be happy. Like, be gloomy. Kilroy says, here the driving test is basically, can you stop at a stop sign and can you drive around the block without crashing the car?
I had a similar experience when I got my first license.
Did you get yours in California?
I did not.
Neither did I, Wonder Twin. The rain makes the green look nice when it goes sunny. That is true. But also, like, I live in fire country, so every time I tell someone, oh, it's going to be so beautiful this spring, they're like, but what about summer? And I'm like, dude, just let me enjoy the spring, all right? Like,
yeah.
But I was thinking about you on Friday when I picked up my son, Waterday. I
Hmm.
forgot in my town we have these trees. Are you an allergy person?
No.
I don't know if I am or not, but we have these weird trees. They're like we have evergreens and oaks and every kind of like evergreen you could possibly think of. It's an extremely West Coast thing. But at the high school, their trees are so old. I remember them back in my day. It's the same tree. But when it's windy, they shoot this weird orange pollen everywhere.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and I tried to capture it, but I have an iPhone. So I took a video of a tree because iPhones are amazing, but they're terrible at capturing like really close up things. You want to catch two people fighting, you can get an iPhone. You want to do photography, I would say get something else.
I mean, they make like lens attachments and things. So, and I find it does pretty good close up shots, but like trying to do, I don't know. Sometimes I zoom in, but like particulate haze in the air, that can be hard to capture.
But it was so much that it was an orange haze, and I don't talk about this often, but it's the same high school I went to. So when I pull up, that place is a little too familiar, you know. And it's not. And the funny thing is, it's not eerie. It's not weird. It's just never changed. It's trapped in time. That school is. It's still brick. It still has brick buildings. Like
Yeah.
the school was built in the 50s, so it's a solid school.
Mm-hmm.
It has that old school vibe. You know. Alibaba has. They have those trees in Canada.
Oh,
Those trees give off lots of stuff. I forgot because like anyone who has say around here, we really don't have those anymore. In my last video, I actually chopped down an evergreen in my backyard that was sadly dying. And I left it there for a year to see if it would grow, and it didn't.
mm.
And when I cut it down, it thanked me.
Yeah. At first I was sad, and then I saw that it was all dead on the back half.
Oh, it was only like it was trying. That's why it was so deceptive because green kept on popping up. So I would let it live year after year, and it just everything else is flourishing back there. I'm a plant guy, so I pay attention to what's in my backyard. And but that's a great place, fertile soil to grow stuff.
Well, you can put in a different tree.
I'm gonna leave the stump to see if it grows back.
Oh, yeah. It might. That
Because
happened.
oh sorry, go ahead. I talk too much.
My neighbor had a tree, and he kept like trimming it and trimming it, and then it looked terrible. And his last comment was about the tree was that it wasn't a cute tree anymore, because I'm like, no, he was going to chop it down completely, and there wasn't anything I could do. And he chopped it down, and then they like ground the stump. It was awful. I cried. And the
That's
tree
all.
grew the tree grew back on my side of the fence. And now it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good because I can live over here and be alive and be a tree.
Says, I know where I was loved.
See, that means like I go outside and talk to my plants. They know all my business. If my plants had fingers, they would be like, Zoe needs a psychiatrist. He comes out here and talks to us too much.
Well, when they start patting your shoulders soothingly, you'll know that you need to address some things.
That's how you know the raccoons don't speak English because they'd feel sorry for me if they heard my story. I'm kidding. They're maniacal thieves who love pineapple. I literally have created raccoons that love pineapples. They probably didn't even know what those things were until I came around, and now I have selective raccoons.
You see them walking by, give it a little feel, pluck out one of the spines. Is it ready yet? Is it ready?
It literally waited until it was it was a baby. I was more impressed that I actually grew a pineapple. Let's be real. A lot of that stuff you see online is complete butt kiss. But I chopped the top off of a pineapple and I planted it in the ground and it grew.
Mm.
And so because of that, like that was real. So I had 3 pineapples going at once. Because during the summer I make this, many people have said it's gross, but because of my heritage, I make a lot of weird juices and I drink pineapple lemonade obsessively during the
That sounds
summer
that sounds amazing.
with actual lemons and actual pineapple.
Yeah.
Oh,
Add
it's
some coconut milk in there. Oh.
it's the greatest thing ever. And I use glass jugs because I get all like real with it.
Alibaba
Raccoons.
says,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just reading the comments, so you might as well read them.
Well, I'm gonna change now. I forgot you were here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just giving you a hard time.
Well, Alibaba says, I have Manitoba maple that will grow back from a stump. They grow fast and like weeds. Do Manitoba maples make the right syrup for the right sap for tapping? Make your own maple syrup. And then Alibaba says raccoons tell their friends too.
They
Yes.
do. They come back with their friends with thumbs.
Kilroy's hands are complaining. They do not appreciate the cold. They have strong words. Kilroy cannot get them to warm up. Do you wear like little cashmere mitts or fingerless gloves? I had some little cashmere mitts. They were glorious. What'd you say?
Oh, I thought I missed with the sewing machine, but the collar's just huge.
Mm.
I didn't miss. This collar's just flimsy.
Oh, what a disappointment. Alibaba says they do not make good maple syrup. The sugar maple makes syrup. Well, Manitoba needs to get its act together.
Whenever I hear Manitoba, I think of The Simpsons when they would have an advertisement for cigarettes and it was Manitoba Reds.
I'm not familiar. Is that a hockey team?
No, it's a commercial from The Simpsons from over like I don't even want to say how long ago it was.
What are they advertising?
Cigarettes, but it was on the Simpsons. They were making fun of them.
Mm.
They don't make cashmere mitts big enough for my mitts.
Well, you have 2 options. One, you could take up knitting or crochet. Crochet's faster. Or 2, you could commission a pair or perhaps get some. There's probably somebody on Etsy or somebody. I am sure you could get some fab cashmere mitts for your mitts.
So I haven't put a button on, but I like how I'm calling this one a victory.
I like the two-tone.
I just can't do my song and dance because there's so much stuff in here. Let me move all of this. I have Here We Go Again living rent free. They are frontlining in my head right now. Here I go again. When I think of Manitoba, I think of beer, but I think of beer when I think of Canada in general, except for Toronto and Vancouver. When I think of those two, I think of posh prigs. There's a lot of bikers in Vancouver. There's a ton of bikers in Vancouver. I like how this is around.
I like the two-tone. And that would also make like a nice robe for lounging around your house. Like
See, I said this gave me Hugh Hefner vibes, and I can't remember what Alibaba said, but it was the funniest thing of the evening.
slip that on over your pajamas for an extra layer.
I like the colors, the black and the tone as well. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I just wanted to give you guys that something that wasn't a 90s hood. I'm going to make another one that's a 90s hood. But I just wanted to show you guys I can do stuff besides making shirts.
I like that collar.
I'm it's also because I have a black shirt underneath, so you're not seeing the complete contrast, but I like the purple and the black together.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go put my leftovers in the fridge. I'll be right back.
Okay. The toking jacket.
That seemed very appropriate.
I get Grateful Dead vibes from that. I love the Dead. When I'm like the Grateful Dead is something you put on for a car trip. For a road trip when you're driving 2 or 3 hours out of your way. It's just cruising music. I'm definitely a Dead man. Posh Pervy. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. And I'm so funny. When I used to go on car trips, um, it was not a car trip until I heard Radar Love. I've been driving all night, my hand stuck on the wheel. Such a good song. And I went through this really weird when I drove to Tacoma, Washington. I went through this really weird Steely Dan phase where the trashy turned classy pervert uncle. I listened to Steely Dan from Southern California almost all the way to the Canadian border. Well, I drove to Tacoma, Washington, and then I later drove to the Canadian border. But like I went through this hardcore Steely Dan phase. Oh, those trips, those albums, you'll remember them forever. Oh man. So my bullet of coffee is working because it's still like piping hot. I really like this. My other cup, I'm still gonna use it every day. It's just too big for my truck. So I had to get something that fits my truck. I'm a like I'm really there's a lot of music I'm into. As you know, I'm an eclectic human, so if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. I do have hardcore influences in certain areas and things that I've been listening to my whole life and that I continue to listen to, but I love discovering new music and new things. And I'm now remembering that when our lovely co-host comes back, I'll a white and tan shirt would be good with that. Oh, I like that. I really like that. People are shocked when they see me in any color that's not black. I have certain outfits that I wear that are all white, and people look at me like, "Who are you?" Because I consistently wear black every day, and or my cowboy hat or any hat. Even today, I walked into somewhere that I walk into all the time, looking like this. And somebody who I absolutely love and respect looked at me and was like, I almost didn't recognize you. But he was like, oh, I recognize your laugh. He legitimately didn't recognize me because I wasn't wearing a hat. But, when I'm in my house, I don't see a point in wearing a hat all the time. All right. So now that this is complete, I'm actually, I feel accomplished because I made something that isn't a hoodie. I'm going to make I'm thinking about going full 1990s combo with this oopsie and making a hoodie. Oh, what? I'm clicking the wrong button. I'm thinking about making a hoodie and shorts combo with this.
I
And
like that.
I really am thinking about doing that because I have
Nice.
more than enough. And while cleaning, I found the pair of shorts that I use as my template for all shorts. So my shorts production is going to begin again.
Well, spring's coming.
I discovered I made a bunch of really fancy pair of shorts, but I want to wear ones that I won't get mad if I spill coffee on them.
I mean, what would that be? I wouldn't want to spill coffee on any of my clothes.
I know, but I'm constantly drinking coffee. I'm born goofy, and like a lot of the stuff I wear at work. So you're kind of robotic. You look very concerned. You're stuck in a concerned face.
I just got back. Darn it. All
That's
right.
my that's my so-called holy relic. I like that. 'Tis the season to make shorts. That was something I had no idea how to make shorts. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try. And after yay. And after trying, I actually know how to make shorts now from scratch. And I had no idea. And then when I found out the real way to make them, I wasn't too far off. So that just goes to show, sometimes it's okay if you don't know what you're doing. Just trace an old pair.
Absolutely. You learn by experimentation. Ooh.
You'd freeze your shins off in shorts here. Gonna get 20. It's gonna get below 20 tonight.
Wow.
Wow. Now I have to ask a question. Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. By the way, I can notify you when there's rain or snow in your area. Would you like me to do that?
No, thank you. Alexa, thank you.
Anytime. Literally.
She sounds like she's trapped in there when she says that. Makes me feel sorry for like, can I save you, A-word? What's going on? Are you trapped in there? Oh, I gotta take this off real quick. 65 in this room right now because apparently this is the cold room of the house. In the winter, in the hot room of the house. So in the summer, that's this room.
Yeah, that's the room I'm in now. I ended up having to put insulation in the walls, and it's a good thing I did because when we had the wall opened up, I found out that the termites had been snacking on the sill plate, and the whole thing could have collapsed. It was literally, I'm not exaggerating, it was the consistency of a waffle, a Belgian waffle. So I was looking in the comments and I see Alibaba suggested a white or tan shirt. And were you suggesting with the that stripe that he wants to make the shorts out of? Because I think
No,
that would be
with the
nice.
purple. I think with the purple shirt I just made.
Because you could make shorts in the stripe and then a white or tan shirt and then a striped vest to go on top.
That's another thing. I want to tackle that vest pattern I recently purchased, but it's more of a formal cut. But I can always mess around with the top and give it the biker cut or the cowboy cut or any of it.
Or make it a size too big.
Still plate, nah, you don't need one of those. Nobody does.
Why do I want to hold the house up? Whatever. The plaster and stuff will do. It's fine.
You laugh, but there's people that have actually said that.
Oh no.
You laugh, but they're or they're like, or I'm like, hey, you need that fixed or your whole house is gonna fall. And they have literally, I've heard someone say to me, the plaster will hold.
And what do they think plaster
excuse me.
is exactly?
Sometimes because something's working, people think it's gonna last forever.
Ah.
And then it will eventually betray you, collapse on you, and cost you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Instead of the cost of a few 2x4s for a temporary support, you end up spending. We'll just let that trail off.
Oh, I was putting my jacket on. I thought you disappeared for a second. I was waiting for the end of that one.
I was letting people fill in the blank ominously.
Do you know what's funny? Like, it's what, like 55, 65 or whatever, and my heater just kicked on. Because I live in California. Just stuff a rag in the hole. It'll be fine. I have to get my car fixed again. And I was thinking about Gilroy when I was driving, and it started clicking, and I was like, maybe I should just turn the radio up. But my Flex has frame problems.
Oh no.
And so I have to get it fixed. And the guy I go to, like, he really is butt kissy. And so I know he didn't like do bad work. It's my car. Maybe I might have to get rid of my car. No joke. I was gonna build a shed for myself and my teens out in the woods for a fallen down barn until I found out that I needed steel. Oh, I couldn't find any beam straight enough. Yeah. Turn that damn radio up and ignore it. Well, that's my motto on the way home. Like, if it explodes on my street, I'm okay. If it starts smoking in the neighborhood, at least I know I can aim it towards my house. I've owned so many beater cars. So, you know. But it's just been a while that I've owned a crummy car. It's been driven. I have a lemming sitting in front of my house.
I had a roommate, and the oil light had been on, and he didn't get the oil changed.
Oh.
And he kept driving it, and the car was overheating, and he kept driving it with the car, like the light warning you overheating, blah blah blah, and he blew the head gasket.
That gives me anxiety just hearing that story. I couldn't sit in a car. I would be like, bro, let's go to Walmart. I'll put some oil in your car right now. I'll pay for it because I'm not walking home. Oh my gosh, that's the stuff I teach my son all the time. Like, when the first day it started raining, the windshield wipers, I needed new ones. But in California, how often do you really use your windshield wipers? They get more beaten up from the sun than anything else, you know? And so I turned mine on, and my son was like, oh my gosh, you need new ones. What are you going to do? I said, we're going to go to Walmart. We're going to pull in the parking lot and put them on in the parking lot. That's what we're going to do. But it was a good lesson, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen someone do that on purpose.
Oh, no.
Well, okay. There's a difference of there's a problem, and I can't do anything about the problem, so you turn the radio up in your car. And hope you make it home.
That sounds like a good way to get shot with rods and pistons and things. Sounds like a deadly party.
Oh no, the guy that didn't change the oil, that makes me want to cry.
Yeah, I mean, it was complicated. He didn't change the oil, and then apparently a belt needed to be replaced, but that's the kind of thing that they check when you get your oil changed. And so the
Cars,
combination.
cars are like bodies. If you have a problem, then all kinds of ancillary problems will come from that one problem.
Yeah.
If you have a bad knee, all of a sudden you get a pain in your leg, and then your ankle hurts, and then your foot hurts. It trickles down. So
Hmm.
cars are exactly the same. The way back off the spinning debris is one direction.
Most of the time. Alibaba's living on the edge.
Water, nobody ever died from a throw cone rod. When it breaks through the block has already taken 99% of the kinetic energy away.
Well, I'm relieved to hear it. We'll just call it a Nerf dart then.
Oh man, that's like when Mythbusters killed the illusion that in a firefight you can hide behind a car door. Do you know, because of that show, there's all kinds of stuff I know that I can't do. that like they portray in the movies, and like there's all kinds of stuff you can't do.
I mean, I suppose if you're hiding behind the car door, they have a harder time seeing you, and so they can't aim in so accurately. So I guess that would help.
The only
But
car that's gonna save you, which we should all go get one right now, even though they don't exist, is like a 70-something Lincoln, or like those old big block cars that were all metal. Those are the
I
only
mean,
ones that would slow it down.
I think that stuff gets started because like they. I'm tongue tied. Sorry. Stuff gets tropes like that get started for movies and things because that was what you did back in the day before armor piercing bullets and when the cars were sturdier. And so it's kind of like the expected thing, gunfight, oh, hide behind the door. Instead of like the wheel well, which I think is what Mythbusters said was, although now they're all open and stuff, so you're screwed that way too.
Don't hang out with crazy people and you won't have to worry about any of this.
Well, if there's
Kevlar
like
panel on carbon fiber. No, I know. We're like anywhere, because of where we live, it could happen at any moment. Like I'm not delusional.
you never know.
Or one of those old Buicks that were the color of a hearing aid and that you could play baseball in the trunk. Where's the picture? I have a picture. My father had a Lincoln Continental. That car was so big. As a child, I could sit in the back comfortably with my brother and sister, and we were not touching each other. We were like away from each other.
Not touch. Oh goodness! I just suddenly had a throwback to childhood.
Don't touch me. Yeah, don't touch me. Don't look at me. Don't touch me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I only have one kid, I always forget. And then like Isaiah's cousin used to spend the night all the time when they were younger. And then one weekend I was like, man, I need a break. I need a break. Because I don't know if you guys love each other or hate each other. But you guys need a break. Fill the body panels with cement and stainless fiber. Well, you guys are making me just want to drive my tractor around. That's the safest thing. Put some steel sides on that thing.
I don't know. Maybe get some Kevlar and use that for your panel liners.
There is someone that made something called the Killdozer and went crazy. They armored a bulldozer back. This was like in the 90s, I think.
Wow.
Do you remember that guy who stole the tank in San Diego?
Oh, only vaguely.
Mojo Nixon and the Toad Lickers wrote a song about it. But like it was big news here. It was huge news here because they couldn't stop him, and they had to call Camp Pendleton to tell them how to open the hatch.
Mm.
They literally could not stop. Well, let's be real. They couldn't stop a tank. Just glue some old fridges and washing machines all over the car. You'll be fine. Toad liquor sounds like a euphemism. Mojo Nixon, he had a band for a while. This in his later in his career, he had a band, and they were called Mojo Nixon and the Toad Lickers. I followed Mojo Nixon's entire career. Like I love that kind of psychobilly music, but I play bluegrass, so I love. And the Los Angeles Kings beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3, where we just might salvage the season.
Yay! Oh wait, no, that's not the one I wanted.
That
Darn
was
it.
good, cool too.
Yay! There we go. Oh, watch out for the piston.
He high centered the tank on the medium of the highway. You know what? I'm thinking about getting rid of. Well, I'm not going to ever get rid of the truck, but if I get rid of the Flex, I'm going to get rid of that truck, that other truck too, and buy something. But I don't want a modern car. Like if I was to buy another F-150, they start it at like $50,000-$60,000.
Mm-hmm. So what are you
I'll buy a used one.
they're not much cheaper, although prices have come down because they were kind of crazy in the middle of the pandemic.
Which is even was anyone buying a car during the pandemic?
I was. Unfortunately, I had that squatter at my house and he crashed my truck. And so I had to buy
Having a fuel efficient car, do you like it more?
Yes. I mean, it was really convenient having a truck, and I've kind of, missed being able to pick things up and throw it in the back and stuff like that. But it had no turning radius and was hard to park, and so I kind of like having, and I got like, I don't know, 18 miles to the gallon or something, which was awful.
That's more than my F-150. But my truck was made to be a hauler. The reason I'm asking you is because I own a giant vehicle. I don't know. I don't have those weird man hang-ups. Like I'll wear pink. I don't care if the buttons are on the other side. And I would totally drive a Mini Cooper. They look fun.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what are those other things? Those things that look like toasters?
The little Fiat Abarth, excuse me.
I don't know. They had a commercial with two hamsters that were raving in the car. I think it might have been a Scion. I don't know. But like my neighbor has one. It looks like, and he has a picture of a toaster. It says before it's a toaster and after it's the car. It does look like a toaster, but I would totally rock one. I like the fact driving that RAV4. I like that I can park anywhere.
Something to be said for that.
Sorry. With my truck, I have to park out in the woods.
Yeah.
It's leg day. We're parking way out in the parking lot. I love the old copper in the first 500 and 600. I agree with you, Alibaba. I don't like how cars think for you now. That's why I don't like the new cars. With the way things are going with cars, I just might get an old Bug and put a big block in it.
I like how some of the old Bugs look like they look like old fancy cars in small version. I had a friend and she back in the day when they had the commercials. Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
I love those commercials.
She had a black VW Bug and she had a little jar of Grey Poupon in the glove compartment. Just in case someone were to ask.
It's really funny you'd bring up a bug. Watching the Footloose video makes me want to get a bug. Because Kevin Bacon drives a bug in the movie.
I had forgotten. It's that like frosty blue color, isn't it? That like light blue gray color.
Yeah, super light. Super light. My brother had a baby blue Granada that was like that.
Mm.
Those cars were tanks too. They really do not make cars like that. A Ford Granada was like a mini, like big block car. That thing was steel. Or maybe it's just the nostalgia of being in one.
Yeah. I mean, what's that from the VW commercials back in the day, the Farfignugan? Something to be said for that.
I forgot about Farfignugan. How come we can all pronounce that? How come?
Because they said it a bazillion times in the commercial.
And so because of it, we can now all, that is so true.
So I was looking for the picture while we were chatting. All that grit is not dirt. It's grains of the wood that was eaten by the termites. It was just crumbled. It was so bad.
You're reminding me with about my patio. The only thing you will laugh, and the patio was built a long time ago, but so much oil-based paint was used that the wood has completely been eaten by the termites, and the only thing holding it up is the paint.
See,
Because
it does work.
The oil-based paint created this whole cocoon around the thing. Well, there's still integrity because it hasn't fallen.
Think if it had been plaster, you'd never have to replace it.
I've never heard the commercial, and even I can pronounce it. Farfignugan. I forgot about that. They had that on the cars. I had a friend who owned a Jetta. I forgot about that. Well, that's bad. Would have just been holes.
It was pretty terrible.
Through.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. What?
Sorry. I drink a lot of coffee this evening. I'm not a fan of termites or any bugs, especially ones that yell.
Yeah. It was like you would press on it and it would crunch and squish down like a waffle.
Oh yeah.
So bad. But the rest of the wood was good. It was just the sill plate. So they put a new one in and we went about our business.
You're reminding me I have to completely redo my back patio, but I like walking out of my room and being able to like stare at my fountain and So I haven't and the funny thing is it's like a half a patio, so it's not a big undertaking, but it is.
Yeah. Well, one weekend, if you don't go see Modelo Man and go to the swap meet, you can have one weekend for demo and then the next weekend to rebuild it.
I would do it all in like one day. I cannot have something just sit there. I would be out there with lights annoying my neighbors. From here, you can make as much noise from 10 to 10 where I live.
Okay.
You could be annoying as Hades from 10 to 10. Oh, man. This thermos is keeping the coffee warm, but it's making me wonder how much that's the pressure. How much lead poisoning I'm getting from it.
Well, did you do a lead test?
No, because I don't want to know the truth. We're gonna have a segment of when Waternay confuses the story with fact.
Well, it's an easy fix. If it's got lead in it, get one that doesn't. It's so practical. practical. Why do you have to complicate this?
I haven't met me. I'm complicated. I am the definition of it. Oh man. I have big plans on tackling battle vests and all kinds of stuff because I thought I was gonna be alone tonight, so I was gonna go for a while. I was gonna add patches on all kinds of stuff because there's lots of things I want to get done, and if I start them, I'll
Okay.
finish them.
Well, I'm not stopping you.
No,
Patch
but I like
away.
hanging out. I like hanging out, and when the stream's over, I got laundry to do. I'm gonna get footloose on some laundry. He's probably absorbed more lead working on sewing machines than he'll ever get from the family cup. Would have been just it's true though. It's true. I keep on buying these cheap cups from the 99-cent store. And then Watername came with the facts. And I watch really off news stories. So I get advertised all kinds of crazy stuff on YouTube. And then this rando, because I'm subscribed to the weirdest news stations around the country. And I'm subscribed to this one in Alabama. And this one in Alabama was like, have you had your fake Stanley Cup tested? I'm like, not you too. You're my escape. But it's a big problem around the country, apparently.
Oh, well, good to see you, Alibaba.
Great to see you, Alibaba. Yeah, I'm gonna take off soon. The coffee is I'll take this show on the road. Thank you for coming to the Intergalactic Skating Rink. Don't forget to turn in your skates to get your shoes back. Seriously, thank you so much for coming, Alibaba. What's going on in Alabama? Hatfield and McCoy battles. Okay, I can't remember. It's so sad. There was a police officer that fell in love with a criminal and let him go, and they were on a they were like on the run. I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name. That's so sad. Vicky something. But because she looked like my brother's wife, I obsessively watched all the I even called my brother. I'm like, I have a question for you. And because my brother, it's a big long story, but like she eerily looked like my brother's wife. And so because of that, I subscribed to this news station, and it's some off news station in Alabama that where it's from the prison. It's the town in which she lived in. So they were interviewing the mayor. They were because they had all the inside scoops because they're from there, and I never unsubscribed. I'm subscribed to African television. It's called Channels Television. I'm subscribed to like 3 Nigerian channels. And the funny thing is they all speak in English. One Kenyan, a bunch of Mexican news stations. I'm subscribed to all kinds of weird stuff. All kinds of weird stuff. But with that being said, it's time for us to say yes fue. I'll be back at it on Monday. I may or may not have a video out. I kind of enjoyed my break, and I may keep it all for Friday shows just so I have a super juicy Friday shows. So let's all act like we didn't see this jacket on next Friday, but it'll probably be forgotten by then.
It's still nice to have the update.
True. And there's a few things just wearing it. There's a few things I have to improve on it. So it's all good. Do you have anything you'd like to shell, polish, and assembled?
Nothing for me today. I'm not sure if I will see people on Monday. It's a family member's birthday, so
yay, birthdays, yay.
But if they leave early, then I'll pop on to say hello in the end. But don't hold your breath. So
well, I'll be back at it on Monday, same crazy time, same crazy channel. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Go watch Phoenix tomorrow. I'll be back at it on Monday. Like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself. Thank you, everyone. And I will definitely definitely see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.